Is it working? Am I live? Let's see what else we got going on here. Live chat. All right. What's all this? Oh, filters. Okay. How do I get back? All right. All right, guys, pardon me. This is gonna be my first test live stream. But how do I know who's watching? Because I got, it says I got 2 people watching me. I don't know who those 2 guys are. Anyways, all right. So how you guys doing? This is Union Pacific Railfan for life, and for those of you who know me from the What's Neat This Week show with Ken Patterson, Mall Road Hobbyist Magazine. This is my first official YouTube test. I just want to see what the quality's like here on my phone, or how I'm gonna sync with my camera when I do how-to videos and when I do stuff for my YouTube channel. So, yet again, I just wanted to just do this little video test here. I also want to get just advice on how to use YouTube Live, because this is my first time and I really want to see what your guys' opinion is about YouTube Live. So if you can, I see we got 5 viewers. Go on ahead and drop down some suggestions about YouTube Live. That would be greatly appreciated, so I can provide more quality and much better YouTube videos than I have been before. All right, we've got Indian Head Valley Railroad. How you doing, sir? All right. Well, now up to 2 likes. Bummer, I can't really see who's watching, just so I can make a shout out to them as you as my viewers. I don't know really to talk about. I really don't know what to say. Not bad. Hi, Dan. Ken's Back Shop. Hello, how you doing? Not bad. Do you just mean the YouTube Live setting as general? Of course, I know when it's live, you got to be careful what you say when you're live, because you can't really edit it out. So I'm just going to make this under 10 minutes. And I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Oh, I guess I know what to talk to you guys about. Yeah, the hobby. Picture's good, no buffering. All right, that's great to hear. Yeah, that means they probably had pretty good Wi-Fi. That's always a good thing. Well, it's end of the Christmas holiday, 2018, and 2019 is starting off real good. Had to go into work the first day. So, okay, question. What did you get train related? Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I could. I'm going to probably do another live video and show you guys all what I've got. I am also on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, my account is Diesel Mechanic, I think _2000. If you also got Snapchat, look me up, Diesel Daniel 620. Those are my social media outlets, and YouTube, so that means I got 4. There we go, 4 sources of media you can get a hold of me at. So now to answer the Indian Head River Valley Railroad's question. Again, I'm not currently at my house to show you guys, but I can go a rundown real quick. I've gotten a couple locomotives. One is an Athearn Ready to Roll, new release, SD40-2 Snoot Nose, which is basically an SD40-2 rebuilt at the Jenks shop in Arkansas. And the Snoot Nose means that the nose was extended. I think it's 118 inches on the dot, extended out. That's to house all the computer equipment for the RC-controlled yard switching units. I already got 1665 and I got 1616 for Christmas. I'm putting the Soundtrack's Econami decoder in. You know what? I might try to do a live video when I'm doing one of my DCC installs, because I know several of you guys do appreciate me doing DCC installs, and I do appreciate all you guys subscribe to my channel and my viewers. I'm trying to think, what else can I say? So I also got a Walthers Proto Jeep 60 in the cotton belt with the UP patch out, 1962. Gonna put a Tsunami 2, Tsunami 2 decoder in there. So that ought to be a fun project. Okay, we got another comment. Let's see, Goose in the Caboose Productions. Oh, there we go. Love your work on What's Neat. Great example of how many youth are in the hobby. Would love to meet you in person sometime. Hey, I do appreciate it, sir, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I don't know. Reason how I got on the podcast. I know some of you guys that are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I have announced it on What's Neat this week with Ken Patterson on the podcast. But also, I would like to say, if you haven't already, go check it out. It's something we do every Saturday night, known as Train Night. A bunch of us get together and we do this podcast, and it's really starting to take off. We're getting more sponsorships, and we're also just, getting more of an outreach out there to the modeling world for many who just want to know what's going on with us and just what's going on in the industry in general. So I think that's pretty cool to be part of. Also, I would like to say I am currently enrolled in a trade school. I am studying diesel mechanics for a 2-year associate's program. However, I will go through this summer and be out in the following December. So, in between that time, I'll try to squeeze in a bit of, trains here and there as my hobby. So, speaking of trains, also another stuff I got for Christmas was a couple building kits. And I also just got, it's going to be obvious, some more DCC sound decoders and speakers. So Indian Head Valley Railroad. So you slide up on the screen. All right. Just bear with me again, guys. I apologize for my, I'm sure many of you understand this is my first time going live, since I know maybe half or so knows me from What's Neat. Let's see, one other comment came up. You love What's Neat? Well, thank you for watching, Indian Head Valley Railroad. Already have. YouTube had a pop-up saying you were live. I thought so. I figured that was the case. So, another thing on my YouTube channel, if you guys want to, why don't you leave a couple suggestions on what to vote for so I can do. If I reach 500 subscribers, I will do maybe a 30-minute collage video of just trains running, or just, or a full hour live feed. How about we do that? You guys can decide in the comments down below on this video. Do a hour live presentation on YouTube, just talking about trains for 500 subscribers. I'll go ahead and do a maybe 45 to maybe hour-minute video of all the clips I found of trains running, whether it be at Ken Patterson's, whether it be at other guys' layouts, my layout in particular, and other layouts that I've been to around the world. Well, not around the world, just around the United States, because I've never been overseas. So, let's see. We think we got a couple questions. Oh, JT1. How are you doing, sir? So, the PDR engineer, how are you doing? What's Neat fan? Glad to catch your podcast. Hey, this is just YouTube, okay? I'm just an amateur. I'm nothing real professional here, but that's what YouTube is all about. Just average people just wanting to show videos of what they're doing and how to do things. I have one way of doing things with decoder installs. Another person could have another way to do it. That's totally fine. I'm not going to inject over it. It's just each and every one of us has the ability to put videos on here just to show ways that we can, like if we're building a building, we can say, I like to do it like this, and then you get the comments or suggestions saying, well, I would rather just do this, try that out, see if it'll work. So that's why I love this hobby. The way you see things, you can do it yourself. You don't have to follow rule book or guidelines. All right. And moderator. So PDR engineer, thanks for watching the show. We are to have the show. I don't know. KP was out in Colorado, and he has recorded out there at the Colorado Mall Railroad Museum. So, okay. Train Guy 56. Oh, we got a question. Let's see. Is there a way to reset a basic decoder? I have one function decoder that isn't reacting. Train Guy, if you're, I'm sure you're still on right now. Could you real quick in the comments tell me what kind of decoder it is, and I can go from there. And then we've got Ken's Back Shop. Ken Patterson is a guru about model trains. I would say so too. I agree. Besides me, hey, it's all right. You know, we're just average modelers. Want to enjoy the hobby. World's greatest hobby, that is. Nathan DeLay. How are you doing, Nathan? How's your evening going? JT1. Oh, what's up, Nathan? Not much. Okay. All right. I don't know. What else do I need to talk about? I'm trying to think here. Like I said, this is just, again, first time doing live, so I'm just seeing how this works. And it looks like all you guys are loving it. So, you know what? I'm going to do this in the future. All right, glad you're doing good. JT1, how's your layout going, Daniel? Well, like I said, unfortunately, I am not currently at my home right now. When I go back, I will be doing I can actually do a live feed, actually, of what the layout looks like right now, because I've done a lot more work. Also, for those of you that know me through Facebook or Instagram, I have updated here and there about what my layout status is. And I know that I have had a river running through the middle of my layout since I had built it. And it all of a sudden, I just come to find out, it doesn't look right. I'm going to fill it in. All right. Nope. Blue arrow. What's that blue arrow mean? Oh. It's a distracts decoder. Wait a minute. I've got a question here. Number code. Do you mean the DCC decoder? Whatever DCC system you have, go in your instruction manual, go to where it says programming, and follow their steps on that system on how to program. Reset CV value 8 to a value of 8, and that'll reset the decoder, and hopefully that should work. Doing great. I appreciate it. Do you still have the locomotive I gave you? Yes, Nathan. In fact, I do. I thank you for that. Well, I think it would be kind of hard to convert to DCC, so, you know, I have it just sitting up on my shelf being displayed. So, but I probably will, if I feel like it, I probably will try to get a motor and maybe get it to DCC, the DCC to work. But I'm kind of getting busy with other stuff and other projects that, you know, I just like looking at it all on my shelf. Let's see, we got some conversation going on. Looks like we got a BNSF. What was the name of that YouTuber? Milepost 108.5. Reset to factory default settings. Yep, that's what CVAT8 does. Won't me to read the decoder that is there. Train Guy, what DCC system are you using? Because as far as I know, all the current systems, NMRA requires them to be able to read any decoder. Okay. Question from JT1. Are you going to be on the podcast on Saturday? You bet. Well, that might depend because I got to work evening shift 4 tonight at the hardware store that I work at. So we'll see what happens. Usually I will pop by, but if it's been a kind of a busy evening and if I get many call outs and just got to be around the store stocking it, then if I feel tired, probably won't. But, oh, you know what? More than likely I will because I got Christmas goodies I can show off. Yo, Daniel. Hey, Campbell, how you doing? Good friend of mine, Campbell Rice from Arkansas, is on. It looks like NCE and Decoder Pro won't read it either. NCE. Well, considering I only have the power cab, I don't have the USB accessory. I'm trying to think though. I think Decoder Pro should work. Well, no, because I only had Digitrax PR3 hooked up to my laptop. And that's kind of a different setup than the NCE USB interface to go to your NCE system. Train Guy, I'll tell you what. Down in the comments, if you're still watching, I will post a link down below in the comments after this live video is finished. The manual. Wait, do you have the Power Pro 5 amp system, Smart Booster, SB5, or do you have the Power Cab set? Let's start with that first. What exact command station are you using? Power Cab, the Power Pro. So, all right. Take it 20 minutes. I'm gonna probably end this unless I figure out, oh, I got more stuff to talk about. 5 amp system. Okay. All right. Well, man, I feel like I'm working, but hey, it's okay. Train Guy 56, I don't know the exact answer. I don't want to tell you anything to screw it up, but I'll tell you what. Why not I try to create a YouTube video for you on how to do it? Because I'm sure many other NCE users are probably thinking the exact same thing. Like I said, so I'll probably try to kick that out, or I'll send you a link to their website on the 5 amp system. Maybe that'll help. If not, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and probably just create a video for it. Okay. Nathan, I indeed know Dirk. Dirk and I are very good friends. I am currently doing some locomotives for him that he just said, all right, you're a DCC wizard. Just going ahead and get these DCC and LED, and I'm going to make him happy. So. Joel's Trains. Hey, how are you doing? All right, Ken's Back Shop. Hey, great that you were on this live chat. Yeah, I'll keep on the podcast. I love it. All right, Train Guy 56, thanks. Sorry I stumped you. Hey, not a problem at all. But like I said, if you just want to go on NCE online, not going to offend me one bit. That's why they got the manuals online. So, okay. Because again, I have Digitrax, and I don't really know how the NCE computer interface works, so I don't want to risk telling you something and then it, going to crap. So. All right, man, it's hard to scroll up and see. Train Guy, BNSF Milepost says, why don't you double check your connections to your decoder? So, hey, Daniel, would love to you convert a DC N-scale train to DCC with sound? It's DCC, I would, but unfortunately it's N-scale. So I'd probably do some research with other guys that have done N-scale installs to see what they think. So, anywho, 17 viewers, not bad. 5 likes, so. Oh, you got the Kato NC decoder. Like I said, I haven't touched much with N-scale, so I would say I would think whatever NCE decoder you purchase, the manual would have it in there. I assume, but all engines are different, so who knows. Anyhow, yes, Joel, you are right. Oh, that's why I forgot. Arthur Houston, he is a YouTuber, and he does a freelance railroad, but he is a wizard at NCE, the NCE side of things. So if you have an NCE question, I look up Arthur Houston's YouTube channel. I might post a link down. So yes, Rise Harder. There you go. You might want to check him out. I mean, as far as I know, he's great with NCE. He can answer any questions you got. So, actually, I'll tell you guys what. I'll show you guys something. Yeah, I know it's O scale. You're like, what the heck? That ain't AHO. Well, these are all my grandpa's trains. So, anyways, I got a layout down here. It's not much, just a couple loops of O-scale track, and that's about it. A lot of Lionel and MTH stuff, more on this layout than the one I got at my house. So, that's pretty much it. All right. Oh man, you know what? I'm loving this live chat, but it's like, I know I can't go on forever. I got to stop sometime. So, all right. Let's see if we got any more questions. What's your latest project, Daniel? Oh, latest project, DCC install, and I'll tell you guys what. If you want to know how expensive O-scale is, I bought a MTH Pro Sound repair kit from a local hobby store up in Overland, Missouri. That's about 30 minute to 40 minute drive for me. But it's called the Switch Stand. Look up Switch Stand Railroad Shop in Overland, Missouri. They carry a lot of he's more O-scale than HO, but he does carry a lot of Bachmann stuff, and he carries pre-used, pre-owned trains and resells them. So he's kind of like just a, hobby shop that takes the used stuff, he buys it, and then he resells it. So, all right. If nothing works, might be a bad DCC decoder. Yeah, train guy, if you can, try to open up that engine. Let me know in the comments down below here what number decoder that is. Because if it's a DH121 or something older than that, before the 126 or the 166, then probably it's just an old enough decoder that it might have just finally fried. John Dilly, how you doing? So, and going back to this, you want to know how much this cost? The reason why I'm not in O-scale, I think I said on one of the podcasts previous that I think a couple people agreed with me. Figure out your budget, stick with the scale that fits within your budget. So, working at the hardware store part-time, I'm only at not minimum wage. We're kind of above minimum wage because this is not a chain store. This is just a local hardware store that was established in St. Louis in the 60s. I'm like $8.50 an hour. So it depends on how many hours I work, because again, being part-time, I don't have to be scheduled all the time. And my employer understands that I am currently going through trade school right now, so that of course has to come first. Then second thing is up for work. It's good to make money now, buy your own trains. So $8.50 an hour, I know that's above, like $1 or so above minimum wage, but hey, making money. I'm able to pay for gas, trains here and there. So, and like I mentioned in that recent podcast, have a scale that fits within your budget. Now, for some of the guys, also consider your space. Like I know N scale and HO. They're more than likely, those two scales are going to be the most popular choice, but HO is I'm trying to look for that one word. What is that one word? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't say it. What is it? I'm trying to think of a word. Sorry, guys. Brain farting here. I don't know. That train just derailed. So I'm gonna end with that. We got a question. Joel's Trains. What are you going to trade school for? Diesel mechanics for a 2-year associate program. But I'll get out in the next December, so I can actually get it done in a year and a half. I was told just have a backup. My plan was to work on the railroad. As a kid, I always wanted to work for the railroad. But being older and now understanding the lifestyle the locomotive engineers have, it's kind of like you're going to be just... Explain to me like this. Noah Kansas City Southern locomotive engineer, 20 years. He said to me like this. Uh-oh, there was my 20% battery warning. So I'm going to end it like I was saying about the railroad. He told me, freedom and railroad. But a lot of the guys that I know that are currently active on any Class 1 railroad or any short line, they've told me, kind of as young as I am, if I go in at the age I go in, with my 2-year associates and Eagle Scout, that's what also got me my part-time job, my Eagle Scout. It helped. They said you're more than likely might get hired. It's not a for sure, but they said, one guy said though, if you have diesel mechanics as a background, you're probably going to be more likely just to be hired anyways, because you basically went through a trade school to know how the diesel engine works. And of course, locomotive is a diesel engine. I know it's not a semi-diesel engine with just a 6-cylinder Caterpillar or Detroit diesel and whatnot, but it's a general effect, and I know how it functions. So we'll see what happens. And if not, the guys have said you could just be a locomotive mechanic. Just go into a locomotive diesel shop for the railroad. You'll still get the same pay, same benefits as you were to go into any other train crew position or a switchman. But I'm still going to want to pursue train crew first, see what it's like, and if, again, it falls back on me, then I can fall back right back on my diesel degree and go to a new diesel shop so I can still be able to support myself and make a living. So, Joel, that is why, not why I'm going to diesel, but it's kind of like I'm a guy who needs to be working with his hands. That's why I also love this hobby. You're hands-on. You get to know practical skills. You get to build stuff. You get to do wiring of electronics. My decoder installs, for example. There's just so many areas of modeling that you're working with your hands, and you're actually doing everything hands-on. So, one last thing I want to tell you guys. Here's a tip if you got a smoke unit. Where is it? Shoot. JT1, you become an artist? Hey, not that artistic of a person. I had to take art class last year, my senior year of high school. I had to do a 3D art and 2D art classes for fine art credit. You know what? The teacher was one of those easygoing. If you just created something, you get your A+. Okay? Last year was much better because last year I was in ceramics. You're actually working with your hands making pottery. It doesn't matter if you don't have to be professional. If you make something that looks dull to you, teacher's like going to be, it's art, there's your A+. Indian Head Valley River, I wish you all the best, Daniel. Great goal to go for. I do appreciate that, sir. I know many kids my age, they don't want to do nothing with this kind of hobby. They want to be like, video games sitting on their butts their whole life, and kind of, and they think everything always like a video game. No, it's not. You got to, I was always told, because my dad's always told me, life's not about sitting around on a couch, and I was given 2 options after I graduated high school last year. Go to school, get 2 years of something, at least 2 years of something, whether it be general education or an associate's degree, and get a part-time job, or just go full-time start living on your or making money on your own. But he said if I was here in St. Louis, I could still live at home, just pay rent. So I thought, why not I just get a backup for a 2-year associate's in something? And the reason why I picked diesel mechanics is because both my grandfathers, they're sadly both deceased now, but they were both machinists by trade. My dad is a woodsmith as a hobby. He is a retired fireman of 39 years, 2 years ago. But I thought, I want to get a trade. And I love ripping down engines. And a buddy of my dad's, he's always working on lawnmowers and small engine repair that I go over to his house once in a while whenever he's ripping down engines or such and help him out. And when I'm ripping them down, you get to know all the components. Like you get to see the piston rings, you get to see the head, the blocks, and you get to also see the other little parts and pieces that go together to make it work. So that's why I chose diesel mechanics. Because one, I'm working on engines, and two, work with my hands. I'm working with guys who have the same mindset as me, that they don't want to sit in a college classroom and do work on paper. So, all right. So one thing I was going to actually show you guys real quick, a little tip here, live video. Wait a minute. So Joel's Trains, RJ Corman is hiring in Georgia. Well, I'll actually just put applications in all the rail companies around here in St. Louis. There is a local short line railroad called the Terminal Railroad Association. It was established in the 1880s. It's basically a short line railroad here in St. Louis, Missouri, that they provide switching and yard service to Class 1 railroads. They're technically, so the way it works is they're technically owned by the Class 1s, but they're still a private subsidiary company that bleed off all the Class 1s that owns them. So, for example, in St. Louis, we get around Union Pacific, we get BNSF, we have EP, BNSF, CSX, Kansas City Southern, of course Amtrak. Amtrak goes nationwide. I'm trying to think what else. Those are it as far as kind of Class 1 freights in that. So yeah, that's pretty much just it. So Re-Rail, best of luck. I have made a good living as a diesel mechanic. You know what? It's amazing how I'd be talking to some guy, like if I'm at work, I'm filling propane or something, or I'm getting something, and I see a gentleman with a, or they would ask, I have my Rankin coat on. I got a coat that I got to wear to Rankin. $40 that thing cost me. This isn't a cheap school, but I'm getting a good education too. But anyways, it'd be like, so you go to Rankin? I say, yes. And they're like, what program are you taking? I said, diesel mechanics. I've actually had 2 of those guys out of those several give me business cards and says, I'm a diesel shop owner, or I'm a diesel shop employer. Here's a business card. When you get out of school, give us a call. I think that's pretty cool. And with that, like I said, if the railroad doesn't work right or something happens, I can fall back on diesel mechanics as a backup. So that's it. So yeah, I do agree. Diesel mechanics do make a good living. Just as long as you find that good shop and a good employer, then yeah, I think you're set. So Daniel, when you see Chris Palomares, okay. Slomra said, Slomra, is this a club that he was in or something? I don't know. Joel's Trains, hey, take care, Joel. Nice of you to join my chat tonight, my test chat. Hastings, BNSF. Oh, you're BNSF N-Scale. You're your name's Anthony. Anthony, how you doing, sir? Yeah, it was great to meet you that one night. Glad you're able to come. If you're ever around in St. Louis again, come on by. Hope we got a lot of people just saying hi to each other, and that's great. Best hobby in the world right here. So, all right. I'll tell you what, for to end this little live broadcast here, I'll talk to you guys about JT Megasteam, all right? So those of you with O-scale equipment or any other kind of HO scale like Broadway Limited, MTH, other manufacturers that put smoke generators into their models, know that you got to have smoke fluid in them in order for them to smoke. And people are like, what's the best smoke fluid? Basically, I just go with JT Megasteam. This is Christmas Pine Set. I had it here from my grandfather's O-scale trains and such, which does a really good job. Unfortunately, the wicking material on both of his Protosound engines burnt, so I got to get new wicking material to re-wick the smoke unit. But JT Megasteam, you know what? They're a good product. They work well with every smoke unit manufacturer, so you don't have to worry about, oh, is it going to damage my smoke unit? It's technically a universal. It's all just a petroleum oil fluid, except I think they put some kind of dye or some kind of chemical agent to make it have that scent of whatever it's labeled as. So, example, Christmas pine. I'm sure he took oils out of a pine tree, a Christmas pine tree that is, natural one, and just mixed it in with this smoke fluid. Now, if let's say you were to get a bad smelling engine and your wick's not burnt, and you're like, or the wife comes down and says, you smelled up the house. Well, I got the solution. JT Megasteam Eliminator. This stuff is not blue. That's just the color of the bottle. It's just typical, like, it looks like the actual smoke fluid. But what it works like a smoke fluid. You just stick it in your stack, and what it does is, after, I think the instructions state, only go to your manufacturer's adding smoke directions, know how many drops to put in so you don't overfill the smoke unit or damage it. And you basically do 3 to 4 cycles, but they say the first one you got to leave it saturated like overnight or at least 12 hours. But after that, you wait every other 30 minutes. And they said after 3 or 4 of those cleaning cycles, it should have your wick all cleaned out, and then you can put your scented stuff in there. So pretty much that's my modeling tip. So, all right, guys, I think it's about almost time for me to go. The battery's running low. I wish I could stay on longer, but again, this is just a test. I thank you guys all for watching. And yeah, so for those of you who know what's neat, I will be on the podcast Saturday. Stay tuned for seeing all my Christmas goodies. And if you haven't already, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe click the little bell to go ding every time I go on. And give us a like, maybe a dislike, comments below. So yeah, I thank you guys again for joining this live stream, and it looks like it worked out, so expect more in the future. All right, guys, like Ken always says, or we always say, let's go run some trains. Take care.